Sonic Beats.
Is that like the Coke machines with like the 100 different flavors?
Yeah, the freestyle.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what, I didn't know that's what it's called.
It's called freestyle. Yeah, it's Coke freestyle.
I'm glad you're in the in, you know?
I'm in the know. Well, anyways, thing is, they actually got rid of Coke Lime in the can form a long time ago.
Okay.
And it's hurt my heart ever since. But luckily, I can get it with a freestyle machine. So usually, like, I'll go to certain places just for the freestyle because I want a Coke Lime. Like, it's refreshing to me. Absolutely delicious.
Okay.
Well,
So when we go see Captain America, Brave New World.
we'll see. We'll see. Well, actually, we might just go see it. Like, if
We
you
have to review it for
I'll
the podcast.
I'll go if you take me.
Is it a business expense, right?
Yeah.
Do
We
have
could
a
probably
business card?
not a business card, but
Like it's a business expense.
like if
That
you
counts.
if you itemized your taxes and we did it for
yeah.
yeah.
No, we could do that.
Well, anyway, anywho, we'll talk about this in a second.
Okay.
We'll talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
this in
yeah,
a second.
yeah.
But anyway, the recommendation is Coke actually released orange cream Coke.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Coke orange cream. So just think of like a dreamsicle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's Coke, basically dreamsicle.
But it
And-
it maintains the Coca-Cola
so
like
yes,
that we know and
yes.
love?
So basically, it is. Just think of this: it is Coca-Cola with notes of vanilla and orange, and it is.
But it's like stays true to the original.
Well, yeah, it's still
Okay.
Coke. It's just like any other Coke
Interesting.
with add-ons.
But they're not replacing.
No. It's not like an orange. It's not like a cream soda, like an orange cream soda or
They're not
anything
just
like that.
plastering the
No.
Coca-Cola
And it's not like
label on it.
orange in tint either. Like
Okay.
it's Coke with flavors of
Interesting.
orange cream.
Okay.
And it is absolutely delightful. So we had
Really?
it in different sections. So we had the can, we had it room temperature, which had a good flavor because again
You can't just do it the one
no,
way.
no. So we had it
That is
room
hysterical.
temperature, and then we had it over some ice, ice cold, ice cold. And I cannot tell you how much I'm looking forward to drinking the shit out of this for the summer season.
Oh.
Like it
Is
is
it refreshing?
It is delightful.
Really?
It is delightful is the word I have to say. Like
And you're picky.
yeah. I know a lot of people don't like Coke Lime, which you're crazy talk. That's bonkers.
I gotta try that. That sounds so good.
It's absolutely refreshing. Absolutely refreshing. And that's the thing is I had this over a cup of ice in my specific aerodynamic Coke glass that I have at home. Yes, I know. Don't shh.
No, I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it.
So I had that and got some ice in there and just let that, my daughter said it looked like a Coke commercial, how well the pour was, which I do pour very well.
To be fair, I have watched her pour. It is atrocious.
It is atrocious.
Absolutely.
She doesn't.
So for anyone out there,
She doesn't tilt the glass. She does it from high altitudes.
it is abhorrent. It is like I watched this girl.
It's
literally
sloppy.
pour Coca-Cola and it hit the bottom of the glass first.
It's ridiculous.
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 I know.
Like she loses half the flavor, but with her bad pours.
Her in awe one time as you did.
That's
pour
why. That's why she
Coca-Cola.
needs
Like,
high
she's,
density
like,
carbonation. That's why
yes.
she only drinks like Dr Pepper and Coke. Because if you don't, like, if you do like a Pepsi or something else or a Sprite, like it's lost its carbonation by the time you fill the glass.
No, absolutely. I watched her pour it, and it was a quarter of the way full when it was like all was said and done.
Yeah.
when the bubbles went down.
Yeah.
And I was just like, girl, we got to work on that.
we gotta fix that.
We need to fix that immediately.
But nonetheless, orange cream, very
okay.
delightful. It was good when we had it. Lukewarm. It was fine. Like classic Coke hits really well lukewarm.
I'm really excited for that.
But we got it over some ice, and I could just imagine myself on a lake or something, just chilling and just being completely relaxed with that saying. I even went so far as even to thinking like, add a little bit of, add a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it'd be cool way to get.
Well, I'm intrigued. Do you think it'll be different from the freestyle machine? Like with the syrups and such?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're never the same.
Okay.
They're never the same.
Well, yeah, I didn't know if it'd be like a McDonald's situation where
So
they give them
if you were
liberties,
doing it
certain
on the
liberties.
freestyle, unless they have a specific button for the orange cream, if you go to the freestyle, they have an orange and they have a vanilla. So you could theoretically make one in a freestyle
they don't
machine
have
before.
the specific.
I haven't checked.
Where did you get it?
It's in can form.
Just
Like
anywhere?
we got it at Kroger.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
got
Is
a
it like
12
a
pack
limited
of that.
time thing? Do you know, or like it's?
I don't know. I haven't checked because I'm going to check now because I want to make sure
Gator,
that
can you check that real quick?
I don't want to have to like
checking.
load up on this stuff in April so I can enjoy it in June.
Right. No, I don't blame you. Yeah, we're checking real quick. He's checking. Through the first quarter of 2026.
There we go.
We
So
got
we'll
time.
have
We
a
got
s- we'll
time.
have a
We have
summer
time.
to
Okay,
really
good,
appreciate it.
Good. There's nothing I like more than a nice sugary beverage in the summer too, like a nice sweet,
Super
sugary
refreshing.
beverage. Yes.
Super refreshing. I can't
that's
wait.
what we
you
need.
know what I really can't wait? Listen to this. Listen to this,
hit me.
Peyton. So we're sitting there. We're at the lake. It's a hot day, but we're in the shade right
in the
now.
shade.
We're in the shade right now. You got a very gentle breeze going over the water. All right, you're hearing the waves lap. You have the far noise of children's laughter, and general summer sounds swirling around you, and then in your hand is a chili mug, all right? This thing is frosty like it just came out of the freezer, all right? Oh. Now, again, this isn't just anything in your hand, all right? Inside this frosty mug are 2 scoops of Bluebell vanilla ice cream, all right?
Okay.
And then drizzled and poured on top of this, you have a beautiful swirl of a float with this Coke orange cream.
Really?
So you're talking Coke orange cream float. And I can't wait.
You just blew my mind. I'm not going to lie.
And no,
You
we are
just
not
blew my
sponsored
mind.
by Coca-Cola
No, you're
or
not.
Bluebell.
No, this is not a commercial, I swear.
or
This is not a
Edie's.
commercial.
Edie's vanilla, however
Okay.
however you like it.
No, that sounds great.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds incredible.
That sounds fantastic.
You know what? And you know what? I'll tell you why we're talking about this. Okay? Because the Super Bowl was garbage.
Way to get to the
For
point
the
there.
audience wondering why we aren't talking about the Super Bowl right now, because it sucked. And
Kansas
this is
City got
far
their
more
ass
interesting.
whooped.
This is far more interesting than the Super Bowl, quite frankly. And I mean, do you have anything to say about the Super Bowl? Like, I'm glad we're talking about this over
No,
the Super Bowl.
it was hot fucking trash. I was very disappointed.
Good job, Eagles. Like, I guess like they beat
okay.
the shit out of them. Like,
Real
good job.
quickly, I want to make this point.
Okay.
I was actually talking to a big Kansas City Chiefs fan beforehand. And again, I was telling him I was rooting for the Bills because I like Josh Allen.
He's so likable.
I don't want
He's so
Josh
likable.
Allen to fall in the realm of the Dan Marinos of the world. And that's
No.
what the thing is, and I respect greatness. And if Patrick Mahomes wasn't there, I think Joe Burrow and Josh Allen would be champions in their own rights. I know
Yeah,
both of them
for
will
sure.
have had a Super Bowl. And in saying that, I was rooting for Josh Allen because I knew he was going to win MVP. I at least had a good feeling he was because it was his year, man. The guy really should have, walked away with it, but it was a little closer than anticipated. So Josh Allen got MVP. I was just gunning for him. But in saying that, I didn't say, it wasn't that I can appreciate greatness, and Patrick Mahomes and what Kansas City has been doing has been great. And they were going for a three-peat. But I
that's a good story.
but
It's a
I
good
will
story.
tell you this. I will tell you this. That kind of ass beating is going to hurt his legacy.
Mahomes?
Yes, 100%. Because again,
Could.
the first things I heard coming out of there, and I thought the exact same thing, forgive me for this, was like a Tom Brady would have got some points on the board. Like it would have no way
when it mattered.
when it mattered. Like he wouldn't
Not
have
garbage time.
not garbage time. Matt Stafford points.
Right.
Like we're talking about like
As someone who loves Matt Stafford, I concur. I concur with that
it's like
statement.
meaningful, like. And again, I'm not saying it was 100% Patrick Mahomes' fault because I really don't think it was, but he was shaken all night. Like
yeah.
I haven't seen a defense like that, especially in the Super Bowl, since
It was
what was
incredible.
that? What was that? Was it the Broncos? It was the Broncos.
The Seahawks beat the hell out of the Broncos.
Yeah. Like just absolutely just
beat down.
thoroughly. No, even the Broncos when they beat the Panthers. Just
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
traumatized Cam Newton.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, hey, good for them though. I mean, they played well.
But,
Like that game, they did exactly what a team playing Kansas City in the playoffs should do.
Yeah.
which is leave it out of the refs' hands.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat the shit out of them.
They beat the crap out
And like
of them.
respect, like they did that.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
did that for most of the playoffs. Like the Rams was kind of a close game. Commanders, they pretty thoroughly pounded some teams. Respect to
Wasn't
them.
expecting that.
Respect to them.
Wasn't expecting
They did
that.
it. I thought the road to the Super Bowl ran through Detroit, and I was wrong.
Yeah,
It
clearly.
ran right through Philly, and
Yeah.
no one got through.
No doubts about it. That
Nope.
Detroit team would not have beat that Philly
No.
team.
Do you think home field gives them any edge there?
No,
No?
because
You
I
don't
thought
think so?
Philly was fast. The biggest thing I thought about that game was Philly's defense looked faster.
They did,
And they were
God,
playing,
looked
they, and
on
they
it.
again where they were playing and everything. Like they were. I think that's the advantage. Like maybe playing like a Kansas City, like maybe Kansas City has when it's really cold out. Like
Right.
it's maybe not necessarily a track meet, and you get kind of with the cold and everything,
Yeah.
it's more rigid. But man, Philly was able to turn it on and just run and just ran through
They
Kansas
just
City.
looked like they ran the game, like it was theirs. Like you watched that game, and it was exactly how they drew it up. I mean, it was just insane. And I didn't think the Chiefs would get outsmarted. That was one thing I really didn't think.
I thought Andy Reid with 2 weeks would have something worked up.
Yeah.
I thought Spags would have something worked
I
up.
expected a lot more from
Nope. And that's the thing is
But to be fair, though-
they relatively shut down Saquon, but like they spent
that's
so
it.
much
They did.
energy on Saquon. Jalen just absolutely annihilated him. Absolutely annihilated him.
He annihilated
He's
them,
good.
picked them apart. To be fair, though, honestly, in my mind, I don't think it tarnishes Pat's legacy at all. Like, I don't think he comes close to Brady, maybe, but like, I just don't think it,
I don't.
like,
I want to rephrase this. I don't think that you're not saying that Patty Mahomes is not the best quarterback in the league. What I am saying is in his legacy, when we're talking about this in 20 years and we're going back through the Bradys, the Mahomes, and things like that, I think that is going to be a sticking point for a lot of people. And I think when they're thinking of all-time greats, again, Patty still has a bunch of his career left. Again, it could be a mute point when his career's done and said.
True.
But if he ends up somewhere around on the lines of like 6 Super Bowls and this and that and this, even if he
Always
ends
be
up,
second.
whatever the case, even if he beats him, even if he ends up with 7 Super Bowls like Tom Brady, then that would be the discussion will be had, because it's the same thing. Like right now, like if you're looking at all-time greats, I know a lot of people are falling back on the LeBron versus Jordan thing, but like Michael Jordan was so decisive with these things that like there is no dent to his armor. Like he's fudging Michael Jordan. He's the greatest that has ever played basketball.
no, it's like,
And that's the thing, is the majority of people understand this, unless you're a LeBron fanboy or whatever the thing is. But now it's even being cut into his legacy. The Kobes, and people are going back to the Magics and the Wilts and the Bill. All these things about it is he's kind of like falling back. And again, I'm not saying that LeBron isn't like a top 5 player, but the thing is arguments can be made because the guy has had some disastrous playoffs and some disastrous things, and that's what that kind of does. And I just don't want Patty to end up, like LeBron.
Right, yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. I'd agree with that. I think he definitely like if Pat has like a career trajectory similar to Brady, but he has that one game in the Super Bowl. That's just I mean that.
No,
this
one loss in the Super Bowl had a bigger point differential than all of Tom Brady's Super Bowl losses combined.
That's a crazy statistic right there.
Did you hear that statistic? This 1 point differential in this game, this point differential in this game is more than the combined of all of Brady's Super Bowl losses.
That's insane. That's absolutely ridiculous.
That's bonkers.
What'd you think of the halftime show?
Oh, I thought it was hot trash.
But
again, I will preface this by saying this has been the only Super Bowl in history that I've seen, at least in my lifetime, that I didn't know any of the songs except the last one.
Right? Yeah. No.
Yeah. Nor did I know any of the guest performers that came on.
That's fair.
And while I've heard things that like maybe I didn't understand the message or get the message. All right, this is my stance on it. I didn't enjoy the show. I didn't know what was going on, and it wasn't entertaining. So that's one.
Right.
That's one.
Right.
Now, kind of going into some of the history of what's going on, my first thought was, it's the Super Bowl. The first and foremost thing you need to be doing is playing your popular songs and entertaining this massive Super Bowl audience. We're talking about, tens of millions of people watching this.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy.
Yes.
And like this is your way for normies like me on this particular thing to get me like, man, I need to go grab that. So, I need to go grab that from wherever, I need to have it on my Spotify or my iTunes or whatever the fudge. And like, this is your time, your time to do that.
That's it.
That was first reaction. Second reaction is I've been hearing people talk on the interweb about, how profound it was, and that, that, Kendrick Lamar and Drake have a rivalry, and that's the song that the people actually knew was a diss track song.
Yes.
Yeah. And Serena Williams was there, and she's an ex. So there was a lot of things that was directly hitting Drake. And my first thought was, this guy used the Super Bowl to diss another rapper. And I immediately thought, I go, that's pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. I was just like, instead of just killing the Super Bowl, and just instead of annihilating the Super Bowl, he spent so much time and energy to diss somebody else and make it about them. And I'm just like, you are so insecure and so awful that you had to diss him. Like, I could see like throwing something out there to diss him, even just
like
playing
just some hints,
playing the song itself. I was like, okay, whatever.
It's like his most popular.
It's like most popular song. I get it. I get it. But like, he went and had some in-depth thought, and I just go, man, Drake is living rent-free in this dude's head. What a bitch.
So
that's what I said.
Okay. Yes. So I agree with. First of all, I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan. Okay. Yeah. So I love Kendrick. I absolutely love Kendrick. But I think it's very hard in general to do a rap concert. It's like when you're rapping for an audience, like, they need to know who you are to get into the music, right? Because rap doesn't.
I was about to say that Eminem, 50 Cent, Dr. Dre thing they did a couple years back was fire.
Right, and it's
old fat 50 hanging off upside down was killing it.
Everyone knows those songs, right?
Yeah.
With rap, it's harder because you're not necessarily like showing off your sound. You're not showing off your musical, because you're not singing.
Yeah,
you're not playing live music.
But I was just say this. I go, yes, you're right, but like Usher put on a performance, was that last year?
Oh no, I'm not defending him.
He slayed it, and the guy spent more time performing and actually put on a show.
Yes.
Than the relevancy of his songs. Now, was his songs super relevant? Absolutely. I knew like every one of them Ursher songs. Like I was fucking like that was a good time.
Right.
But like that's the thing is it was a good time and you could tell that he was putting on a show. Like he put on a darn good show.
Right. Well, and I think the thing with Kendrick is that I said this to everyone. I think if he would have made the halftime show into a music video or like some sort of like mini movie, I think it would have gone viral because first of all, you can edit the sound to make it more legible. Because that's another thing is like his sound live isn't his sound in studio, right? Because that's the appeal to rap artists in general. Is it's more aesthetically pleasing. It's more raw when it's in person. You're just repeating lyrics, lyrics you made up. There's no. It's just harder to do in general. I think it was kind of. Like, I get what he was going for. I personally would have enjoyed it more in a different medium. I'll say it like that. Yeah. I'll say it like that. Now, I didn't hate the Drake disses as much. I think it's hilarious that he looked directly into the camera of a national televised audience and said, "Say, Drake, I hear you like him young." Like, I was like, holy shit. He said that in a national, like, the largest broadcast. Like, and if the allegations are true, that he likes minors, fair credit, just burn him to the ground. It's like, I get, whatever. That, like, for me, I'm like, yes, let's make that as public as possible, but I think it's funny. But
I didn't say it wasn't
overall,
funny.
no, but overall, like, yes, I would concur. It's like generally, like, I do think it was a weaker halftime show, as much as I like Kendrick. Then that's all I can really say about that. Just like that's
all I gotta say about that.
Now, more importantly, I have something.
Okay. Now we're getting to the important
stuff. So, I was talking to Gator right before you arrived.
Okay, all right.
And
or were you two scheming?
We've been having this.
Or you and the fucking Gator scheming?
Gator and I have been having this continuous discussion. So I love to read. Anyone who doesn't know me,
good for
I
you.
love to read.
I've
been trying to convince Gator to get a little bit more into reading.
Okay.
Just to give it a chance, because not that he doesn't read, it's more so he had expressed a dislike for reading.
Oh, so he basically was like, I don't like it at all.
Yes. Like
it brings me zero pleasure to sit down and read a book.
It had been brought up and discussed. It
actually does the opposite of pleasure.
Yes. It had been brought up amongst friends that the joys of reading. And I asked Gator, I was like, "Hey, you reading anything?" And he's just like, "Oh, dude, I actually hate reading." like I actually,
what a Chad.
Yeah, he said there's very rare occurrences where reading happens and he enjoys it. And so, like, it's been kind of this continuous thing where I'm like, "Oh man, you sure you don't?" Like over the course of time, like, "Sure you don't want to give this a shot? You sure?" And so recently, he was telling me he actually picked up World War Z, which I think was adapted into a movie.
Like 13 years ago.
With Brad Pitt. But I was just like, "Oh." I'm like, he's reading World War Z. I got amped, all right? So I was just talking to him about it, and he was liking it. He picked the book multiple times this week, according to reports.
Multiple.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere.
For how long? How long was he picking up these books? Gator, how long were you picking these up? 15 minutes?
How long? Just tell us. 15, 30 minutes? 10, okay, yeah 10,
15,
30, yeah. That's cool. Okay. But, yes, so I was really excited, right? And so I was like, okay, what do you like about it? Trying to get some... maybe I can get a recommendation. Maybe I can like get him to start reading. Because I love doing that. I love getting people to read. Like I got you to read Mistborn once. I thought that was really fun. But anyway, so I'm trying to recommend him this book series.
Wish you would have done better with the recommendation. By
that
the
I'm
way.
reading. Right?
I didn't love it. Didn't love it. Anyway,
I was trying to get him to read this series I'm reading right now. I'm like, dude, I'm on this third book. It's freaking awesome. Like, you got to check this out. And I go to my app maybe to like look at some recommendations for him that were more like World War Z. And I'm not going to name names, but one of my friends is currently just finished reading a book. And I'm reading the description. And let me just read this to you real quick. The description of this book. To my friend, if you watch this, I'm so sorry, but I have to read this out loud. They gave this 4 stars.
Oh, nice.
I almost want to read it purely just I have to almost.
Yeah, no, read away.
This book is called The Awakening. Ooh. First of all, anyone who reads consistently, bravo to you. I can't really diss you that much.
Just get to it.
Here, let me go. If you're one of the Fae elemental magic is in your blood. And apparently, it's in ours. As twins born in the month of Gemini, we're a rare breed, even in this academy of supernatural a-holes. Changelings were outlawed hundreds of years ago, but I guess our birth parents didn't get the memo. Which means we're totally unprepared for the ruthless world of Fae. Air, water, fire, earth. No one has ever harnessed all four of them until we arrived. And it hasn't made us any friends so far. As the rarest elementals ever known, we're already a threat to the four celestial heirs, the popular vindictive bullies who happen to be some of the hottest guys we've ever seen. It doesn't help that they're the most dangerous beasts in the academy, and probably on Earth too. See, like I can't even it's just
Hold on.
Does any of that make sense to you?
Is this a ripoff of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I don't know. Wait, hold on. There's more.
Okay.
Our fates are intertwined, but they want us gone. They've only got until the lunar eclipse to force us out, and they'll stop at nothing to succeed. We never knew we had a birthright to live up to, but now that we do, we intend to claim our throne. We can't expect any help from the faculty when it comes to defending ourselves. So if the dragon shifters want some target practice, the werewolves want someone to hunt, or the vampires fancy a snack, then we have to be ready. But we've been looking after each other for a long time, and fighting back is in our blood. Today's horoscope, totally screwed.
Hold on.
This is real.
Hold on, shit. Is this literally a mixture of Avatar, Twilight, and Harry Potter?
That's exactly what I thought. Those three. Avatar, Twilight, and Harry Potter. It's called The Awakening by Caroline Peckham. This has 284,000 ratings on Goodreads. Goodreads is an app where you rate books. 284,000. For comparison, I think Dune probably has 1 million over the course of its long. There's no reason this book should have that many reviews. There's very popular books that wish they had.
Hold on, what's the age demographic? How is
I bet
that?
That's young adult fantasy. It's gotta be young adult.
Have to be.
It's got to be young adult.
YA has to be YA.
It has to be YA. Okay, listen. I want to talk about this because I need to identify what it is I absolutely despise about what I just read.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I couldn't verbalize my thoughts, and I couldn't think, well, this is the best place to do it. Because reading is so, I think profound, and I try to get so many people to do it. And then other people do it, and they get into it, but I feel like they're doing it wrong. If that makes sense. I want to be supportive of this community so hard. I want to not.
You're reading wrong.
But, I just can't help myself. I'm I look at this and I'm like, how are people? This has a total of, out of these 284,000 ratings, 3.83 stars.
How many? It's
average.
How many? What does it say? Differential between chicks and guys?
No, but I wish it did. So
I guarantee you.
36% of it is 4-star reviews, which is insane to me. There's only 2% of them are 1-star reviews.
Oh, read the 1-star reviews.
I want to read the 1-star and the 5-star.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
Let's start with 1 stars.
Start with the 1 stars.
Dom
or dumb?
Dom. So a guy.
Oh.
Before I say anything,
that's his
spoilers,
name.
I want to put a big.
Is this Vin Diesel?
No, family.
All right, start over. My bad.
Hold on. I picked this book up because I saw the author post a TikTok comparing it to a steamy adult Harry Potter.
Oh, Nikes.
Okay.
All right, so Dom picked it up thinking that it was a
He said, I really like all those words. I didn't find anything about those words appealing. I'm sorry. And I love Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter.
I love Avatar. I love Harry Potter. And it seems like it has essences of Twilight in there. I think I'm on board.
This guy, okay, so he says this book is literally the two main characters being violated emotionally, physically, and sexually over and over for the entire runtime of book. There are basically no other plot elements other than the next abuse that the Vega twins have to suffer through at the hands of these evil men.
It's all gay stuff?
No, they're just getting abused by these men. They're
like
chicks.
all.
They're chicks.
Oh, they're chicks.
The chicks are the main characters. Yeah.
Oh, they're
I think,
Gemini
right?
chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
yes.
men are terrible.
Yes.
We're the worst.
Yeah, but it's so cliche. And trust me, I know about
the
cliche.
The book even said it, like ravaged by werewolves and tantalized by vampires.
I want someone to explain to me.
and-
Maybe these 5-star reviews can help. You know what? Maybe these
Peyton,
5-star
I need
reviews
you
can
to
help.
read that to me one more time. I have to hear that again.
The whole.
yeah. Like let me
You
hear
want to hear this again? Okay.
I want to just. I gotta. I don't think
Let's
I
pick
truly.
it apart. Let's pick it apart.
I think the first time it was fresh. Now I actually want to
Well,
really.
it's nonsensical.
Yeah.
The more I repeat it, I can't.
Yeah,
follow
no. I want you to read it
the,
again.
The sentence structure
Yeah.
of
we'll
this.
break it down.
Okay.
We'll break
Let's
it
start
down.
with the first paragraph.
All right.
Actually, I forgot to read this part. This is the first part.
Oh.
You have been selected to attend Zodiac Academy, where your star sign defines your destiny. Whatever. Okay, that's the intro.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Okay.
Okay.
So horoscopes. So
Yeah,
already
horoscope,
chicks are
okay.
in.
Yep, chicks are in.
Yep.
If you're one of the Fae, elemental magic is in your blood. Okay.
Okay. So do you know what the Fae is?
No.
Okay. So basically, Fae.
Fae.
Yeah. Fae.
That's what it says right here.
Not
FAE.
FEY.
FAE. Right here. It says right here. So probably borrowing something else and trying to make it their own?
Yeah. Basically, the Fae in like fantasy would be like pixies, fairies.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah,
but okay.
yeah.
All right. 'Cause kind of like the Witcher
The
stuff,
Fey
kinda,
Wild is like where they all live. It's like a magical forest place area.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're one of the Fae, elemental magic is in your blood.
Yep.
And
would make
apparently
sense.
it's in ours. Okay.
All right. So they got magic.
As twins born in the month of Gemini, we're a rare breed even in this academy of
So that'd be a
supernatural
June
a-holes.
baby.
We're a rare breed even in this academy of supernatural a-holes. So it's like they're trying to come off.
So basically,
Like-
they're magical, like fairy-like creatures, like elves or something. Elves would be a part of the Fae.
But what bothers me is they're trying to be like quirky and like cool.
Yeah. But
like,
then they're like, okay. So this is how I know this is made for women and gays. So essentially, the first few sentences are, okay, what do chicks like the most? Horoscopes. What did chicks also like? Oh, they like fanciful elves and fairies and crap. Like the Winx Club or something like that. What else do chicks like? You know, like one of the number one things chick fantasize about is like vampires and werewolves. Like
Yes, I understand.
and
You
like
wanna tame the
doctors.
beast. I get it.
Yeah,
You
so
tame the beast.
basically that's it. So okay, cool. We'll have these chicks doing chick things and then being violated by all these monsters, quote unquote. But the monsters are a metaphor.
You know what?
Monsters are a
what?
metaphor for bad dudes.
I figured it out. I figured out what pissed me off about this.
Okay.
This is it's so insulting, I think, to the reader. Because whoever wrote this thinks this about women.
Yeah.
Like they're like,
Who
you know
is it
what?
written by? Guy or girl?
It's written by a woman.
Yep.
Caroline. But two women. It's a dual authored.
Yeah,
Caroline
yeah.
Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. And it's
Yep.
like the thing that
They know how to make money off of
Yeah, but that's what I hate. It's like I think the general amount of fantasy out there.
Are we sure that
appeals-
these are even real people? Are we sure that
They
they
might
just
be
didn't do
fake
an
names.
AI?
They might be fake
Or are we
names.
sure this isn't just an AI algorithm that's like,
Wait.
hey, put in all this data about what chicks like and then spit out a book?
No, and that's what I find insulting about this. That there's a lot of fantasy.
All right, keep
out
going
there.
though. Keep going. Keep going.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this out. There's a lot of fantasy out there, and I think the general, like Wheel of Time, Lord of the Rings, that stuff can appeal to everyone.
Yeah, but
I
that
think it's
stuff was
universal.
also written before. Like right now, and again, I will say this. Right now, we are living in a time where there are, like, we're just so indoctrinated with a bunch of stuff. Like, everything is purely saturated. Fantasy saturated, sci-fi, like all this stuff. So true good storytelling, true good, being able to put together a coherent, good plot is becoming rare and rare because there's just so much trash out there. And unfortunately, again, I haven't read this book, and again, if it's your favorite book,
the
good,
lunar
good
eclipse
on
to
you.
force us out.
Okay, but like here, let's keep going.
Okay, here
let's
we
keep
go.
going.
Here we
Let's
go,
keep
here we
going.
go, here we go. Okay. Changelings were outlawed hundreds of years ago, but I guess our birth parents didn't get the memo.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. Why were changelings
Why is it written
outlawed?
like this?
Yeah. Why? I mean, like, it's illegal to be a changeling. If you're a changeling, isn't that something you're born
Well, it's not
as?
even that. It's like it's written like it's trying to be casual, but I guess our birth parents didn't get the memo.
No, it's
like,
sassy. It's sassy.
No, but,
like,
like it's
they're
it's-
defiant.
God, it's insulting. Like if I were a woman reading this, I'm like, is this what you think I like? Like, why are you talking to me like this? Like, why are you like I guess maybe I'm a snob. Maybe I'm a snob.
You are.
Maybe I'm a book
100%.
snob. But like, it's like, where's the subtlety in the writing here? Like, there's no,
No,
like.
Peyton, this is also this is the back of the book, man. This is what gets you tantalized about the story. But anyway, tantalize
here we
me.
go. Here we go.
Tantalize me.
Which means we're totally unprepared for the ruthless world of the Fae. So I can respect turning the Fae and flipping that world upside down.
Yeah.
Okay, I can respect that.
Okay.
You're gonna make the Fae a ruthless world.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
fairies,
No.
right?
We all knew going into this story that they were going to be outsiders,
Right.
going in there to shake up the dynamic of the
Yes,
social
that's
structure.
a classic fantasy
It's
trope.
trope. It's
I
a
can
trope.
get behind
All right,
that.
yeah.
Like I love fantasy. It's
There
all
we
about
go.
tropes. It's all
There we
about
go.
building stuff.
Dude, if we stop after every
Okay.
sentence,
Air,
this is gonna
fire,
be-
water, earth. Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
No one has ever harnessed all four of them until we read, except for Avatar.
Yeah.
and it has, and it hasn't made us any friends so far. Okay, they're outcast. As the rarest elementals ever known. Okay, so they're elementals, changelings, and Gemini.
Yeah. So basically,
Like, how many things are they? How many
well,
MacGuffins are there going to be?
First, they're twins,
And they're
So-
twins.
So whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna have to do together. And at some point during the books, I imagine they're separated, and then they're gonna have like, if it's a series, they're gonna have a split adventure until they come back to each other. But nonetheless, they have to be together to utilize their full power of elemental changeling Geminis. All right. Keep going.
Oh, wait, hold on. There's a sequel novella called The Awakening as Told by the Boys. Oh, there's 5 books. There
Hold
are
on, hold on, hold
many
on.
novellas.
Finish this.
7
finish,
books. There's 7
finish
books.
this, and then go to the novella
See, like, I
about
might
the
have
boys.
to hate read this. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
lie. I
no,
might
we're gonna have
hate
to read
this.
these things.
Okay, yeah, let's keep going. I'm gonna quit
Okay.
cutting off so much. No one has ever harnessed 4 of them. As the rarest elementals ever known, we're already a threat to the 4 celestial heirs, the popular vindictive bullies who happen to be some of the hottest guys we've ever seen.
All right, so super hot guys, but you got a water guy, you got a fire guy,
But
you got an
it's-
earth
this is
guy, you got a
cookie
wind
cutter.
guy.
This is so. I mean, just
Peyton,
my God.
again, I didn't think that this was going to be Shakespeare. All right, let's
Okay, let's see. It doesn't help that they're the most dangerous beasts in the academy and probably on Earth too. Oh, dangerous beasts. You got to tame them.
Yeah.
They're hot guys.
Yep.
Subtlety. My
Yep.
God. Our fates are intertwined, but they want us gone. Their fates are intertwined.
Yeah. No.
Obviously.
Obviously,
Right.
they're not
No.
going to get rid of them.
They've only got the lunar eclipse to force us out, and they'll stop at nothing to succeed. Okay, so we have a plot device.
So why is I'm very intrigued about the lunar eclipse.
And don't get me wrong, fantasy books, the back of the cover, they're all cheesy. Like even my favorite, like none of them read well, so this is going to come off a bit unfair. But also, I've read books like this, and the back of the cover is not far from what's actually inside the book. Normally, it's like you can tell that they're being a little over the top in the
Peyton,
back.
obviously, these guys are trying to get him, and there's a lunar eclipse they
Like,
have.
listen, the back of Lord of the Rings isn't that much better, but the inside, miles above, leagues above.
You shut your hole. Don't you
Listen,
dare.
I'm trying to,
Don't
I'm
you
trying to extend
dare.
an olive
No,
branch.
that's a
I'm
step too
extending
far.
an olive branch here. I gotta
How
be fair. I gotta
dare
be fair.
you even utter the name of
listen, I have to be able to introspect.
masterpiece from
I
literature?
have to introspect, okay? And listen, fantasy
no, just don't use
itself-
that. I'm just asking.
Okay,
you
fair
can
enough.
use other things.
We'll use the book. Seriously, I'm reading The First Law right now. Very cheesy back to the cover.
No one knows what the first law is. Use
I'm
another
gonna
well-known
ignore
book.
that comment. We're gonna argue about that later.
no one
I'm
knows
not even
what
gonna argue
that is.
Comment. It's
Hey, Gator, do you know what the first law is?
No,
would
it's
you
only
know?
'cause I
Hold
told
on.
him.
I was like, would you know it if he didn't tell you?
It's the best Grimdark series right now. Anyway.
Anyway.
As the rarest elementals ever known, okay, our fates are intertwined. Okay, we never knew we had a birthright. Now they have a birthright.
Yeah.
We never knew we had a birthright to live up to, but now we do. We tend to claim our throne.
Oh,
How
so,
many
so
MacGuffins
basically,
are there?
So basically, their family was overthrown at some point by the 4 Celestials. That's why they have to get
They're
it
gonna go to a fae
because
school. They're going to go to a fairy school.
yeah, they're going to go there, and the 4 Celestials
I bet the
are
parents are
false
fairies.
false rulers because they were overthrown for some bullcrap reason, and that's why they were outlawed. That's why the changelings were outlawed, because they're royalty.
We can't accept any help from the faculty when it comes to defending ourselves. Okay, why are you going to school there? So if the dragon shifters want some target practice, the werewolves
Hold
want
on.
someone to hunt.
So are these people that turn into dragons?
They're dragon shifters. They're the
Okay.
dragon shifters.
Yeah. All right.
Dragon these nuts. Werewolves want someone to hunt, or the vampires fancy a snack, then we have to be ready. We've been looking after each other for a long time, and fighting back is in our blood. Today's horoscope, totally screwed. Okay, I hate everything about
So
what I just read.
literally, they're going to get attacked by dragon people, werewolves, and vampires.
Yes, and here's
Okay.
the thing. You know what? I bet this isn't even scratching the surface of the series because there's 7 books. Let's see. So let's go. Zodiac Academy series, 9 primary works, 11 novellas.
Okay. Go to the novella from the boys' perspective.
Hold on. Let me tell you about the prequel novella, Book 0. Hell Hath No Fury, a romance anthology for reproductive rights.
You're shitting me. That's no way that
I'm
says that.
literally... we will not be silent. We will not stand down. We are furious. We are the storm.
When was that released? Please tell me.
2022.
Of course it was.
Wait, hold on. Book 0.5, Origins of an Academy Bully. Book 0.6, The Shimmering Springs, Nightingale, a charity and... Okay, we're not even going to talk about that. That's going to get too political. Book 1.5, The Awakening as Told by the Boys. Let's read that one.
Yeah, read that one.
Let's read that one. It literally just took me to a different screen. Okay.
I need to know
I
what
need
the
to know,
back of
too.
that book
I
says.
need to know. This is hilarious. Okay, here we go. The Awakening is Told by the Boys. Great.
All right. Sell me on it.
Take me.
Take me there. Let me know the boys' perspective.
There we go. This is a retelling of Book 1 of Zodiac Academy from the perspective of Orion, Darius, Caleb, Seth, and Max.
Oh, there we go.
The Vega twins are alive.
Ooh.
Those 5 words circle in my mind like an oncoming storm. They change everything about the future we thought had been set in stone. They challenge everything we were raised to be in the stability of the entire kingdom. Okay. They're coming to our academy looking for the life that was stolen from them, but we can't let them take it back. Okay. So much hangs in the balance, and we can't risk the arrival of 2 naive princesses destroying everything we worked so hard for. I have trained in dark magic, overcome all challenges, and stood in the shadow of Lionel Acrux for far too long already. Gator's laughing it up. I won't let them come between me and his downfall, which means they have to go before they discover how powerful they truly are. Okay. That sounds way cooler. But also still like trash.
Oh, yeah. No.
And again, like
Licorn.
I'm totally trashing this.
Yeah,
And I
you are.
understand that.
Yeah, you're awful right
and
now.
I-
These
I-
poor these poor
But like,
ladies are loving this book.
It's not even that. Like I can't even trash the people that read this. Like,
Well, let me ask you something.
I'm more so mad at the people.
Hold on. Have
writing
you ever
this.
read like 50 Shades of Grey?
No,
Okay.
I refuse. I refuse.
Well, but see again.
But this just seems like such insulting literature to read. Like this is like people. Like if I read this, I'd be like, "Why do you think I like this?"
I'm just saying. The reason I mentioned that is because like something like 50 Shades of Grey, like that was one of the most popular books of all time, and it was like literally for like chicks, and it's awful. It is so awful. They made movies of it. The movies are awful. It is just awful. Yet it was ate up. It was just
don't get it. Like,
scrum-diddly-umptious.
Like, I'm trying to figure out if I missed something.
It's
I'm trying to,
all it was female corn, just female corn all the way.
I mean, I guess. Maybe I just don't get it. Maybe it's not made for me. I don't know.
It is not.
It
It is not made for you. It is not made for you. It shouldn't be made for anybody. But again, you're also talking to a guy who loved the first season of Jersey Shore. So
it's like, and the thing is, I have my guilty
happens.
pleasures too. Like I watch wrestling.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
you do. You love wrestling.
I love wrestling. I eat it up.
Yeah, and everyone would be like, "Oh my god, that guy."
No, for real. Like I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I don't. I just
Nothing's
am
wrong
not
with you.
understanding.
Nothing's wrong with you.
I just
no. You are an
maybe it upsets me that
you're an intellectual. You're
well,
an
it
intellectual.
upsets me maybe that like there's books I'm reading that I think that everyone should be reading, but not like nobody's reading. Like, and maybe that's it. Maybe that's like it's like I'm
Thus
like more
go-
people are reading
Thus
this.
going back to the fact that you're kind of a snob.
Yeah,
That's exactly.
it's something I have to accept about myself. Honestly,
it's literally exactly what you're portraying. Is you're kind of a.
I think I am. I think I 100% am. But like, it's like, damn it, like, why are more people reading this? And I'm gonna have to do an analysis on this. I'm gonna have to.
When I was your age, I had to do the same thing with movies because again, I am still kind of like a connoisseur when it comes to movies, and not just like I can name, I know the lines of movies or anything, but like there's a lot of movies I like, I talk about the soundtrack, how it's shot, understanding a scene, letting it, letting something, the audience sit on something, not explaining it to them, letting the art and the film itself explain it, and just it's okay if someone doesn't get it.
Right.
Like, from a standpoint of, like I can appreciate the nuances of movie making. And I had to do the same thing because like there was movies I just thought were incredible. And again, when I say like the difference between a movie I really enjoy and a movie being really good, there have been really good movies I didn't enjoy. But I can at least appreciate that they're really good movies. And like there's nuances to that. But that's something I used to not be able to do. Like, oh, you don't like that movie? Like you got trash taste. You're trash. Everything you belong to is trash. And you don't know shit about shit. And it's I had to do some self-reflection. You know what really helped me? It was having a kid and then watching like old movies back with them and getting their perspective and thing, on things. And I was just kind of like, I can teach them what to see and what to appreciate and everything that. But then, like I watch a movie like Starship Troopers, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But some people may just be like, "Oh my god, that's so awful." But then I'm like, "Oh yeah, whatever."
Well, to be fair, a lot of people just don't watch or consume content. I think the way we do.
Yeah.
I think me and you, we really we want to respect it. We want to give something the light of day.
Yeah.
And while we might not like something or something might not be catered to us, we can still acknowledge if something is made well, or it's great, or it's you're like, what, I can see why people like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I find stuff like that like insulting.
Oh yeah,
because it's like
junk food.
It's like I feel like I'm looking at, and maybe that's it. Maybe it's like people know it's junk. And they're still consuming it because it's like that guilty pleasure sensation.
But that's the thing
like it's like McDonald's. Like people.
Well, the thing about it is it used to be.
Wait, hold on, real quick. What timestamp are we at?
Oh, gee.
We're at 49.
All right.
Should we take a quick break? Just
I mean, I don't know how much. I mean, how much room do we have? How much bandwidth?
Go 10 more minutes or so.
Yeah, let's just go 10 more.
Okay,
let's just go 10 more minutes.
Cool.
What the fuck was I saying?
Tastes.
No, I get it. No.
Food,
I know what I was saying. But I think nowadays is like there's just so much of it, and I think that to keep up with the demand of, I think that there's a very limited amount of good writing nowadays, but there's such a need, an insatiable need for content, and not a lot of reliable sources for that content. Because again, like back in the day, like a TV show used to have to go through a process before it got on air. basically it would go through several rewrites. They would, like, it was pilot season. They would have all these pilots, and then the networks would be like, okay, based on the pilots and test audiences, this is what we're going to make into a show. They order, 8 episodes or whatever the case may be, or how many ever episodes. But then the ratings themselves, when they came out, they, depending on the ratings, sometimes they would pull things really quick. Sometimes they, show would go on and have legs and build upon itself and then become the show that we knew. But like, it had several screening processes. But right now, with all these streaming services, with networks and everything like that, I think the networks have become just literally let's do the same thing just over and over again because it works. Like, that's why there's 50 different CNIS or whatever it is, whatever, all these things, and Law and Orders and crap like that, is because the formula, they have a formula, they stick to it, and then it's a conveyor belt. And then you have like streaming services like Disney and Netflix, to where they don't necessarily have a pilot system, and they're just like, hey, we're making this show. And instead of like, hey, let's make an episode of this show and see if the formula works, they're like, no, we're just going to make this show. And it doesn't go through any filtering system. And then you have rewrites while the show's going on. And that's why, that's why you just get poopy shows.
Well, this really became apparent to me with television.
Well, and writers are bad.
It became apparent with me with television specifically recently. Did you see that trend on Twitter? That guy, it was like the Love Island, and it's the guy running down the beach.
Well, that's another thing.
His chick, like,
reality TV has created an epidemic of where people, just throw people in there, give them a little bit of direction and producing, and it's cheaper than a sitcom, and just throw these things out there.
I can't fathom being a consumer just tolerating that. I just don't. I don't get it. Like, it it baffles me. It baffles me that a show that doesn't respect me, as an audience member, could possibly obtain my business. Like, it's something where I want to be respected as a viewer. I don't want to be treated with my hand held when I watch something or when I read something. Like, I love searching. I love
but I think
feeling. Like, I want to cry.
The thing is,
I want to be manipulated, my emotions twisted in such a way that is intentional.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it, is you have to have shut your brain off, because a lot of people, and most people, only see, maybe they don't turn on the TV for a couple days, but when they do turn it on, they want to watch something because someone recommended it to them, or whatever the case may be. So you have a minute amount of time between work, being on your phone, whatever the case may be. And I just think that, like my wife, who is super intelligent and very successful in life, and she has Bravo on a loop. And Bravo produces the junkiest of junk, and it's all just reality show crap. It's on the 20th season of Real Housewives, Orange County, and you have 50 other, summer camps and Southern Charm and all these other shows, and it's just on a loop. And she watches this stuff, and a lot of times it's background noise. It's like background while she's working, but her brain is uninvolved in it. Sometimes she gets some entertainment and some jokes, but like, oh, that's full. You're full. I guess we're stopped.
I'm full.
Because you're full.